future WWE superstars, how is everyone doing? This is probably the most improvised video in the history of my channel. And I say that because usually the kind of videos I make that include sad news also have a pretty long script. But that's how it is, just like you saw in the title. Hulk Hogan has just passed away. The Hulkster, the Immortal one. The man who revolutionized wrestling in the 80s and, together with Vince McMahon, turned it into a global phenomenon, has just left this world. On the morning of Thursday, July 24th, the specialized outlet 30 Mile Zone Sports, which is well known for breaking entertainment news, reported the death of Hulk Hogan. At 71 years of age, all of this is said to have happened at his residence located in Clearwater, Florida in the United States. It's a bit hard for me to talk. I think there are mixed feelings. Terry Bollea, which was his real name, was a retired professional wrestler, obviously, but he remained a very important television personality in the United States. And throughout his career, he appeared in different series and movies with a truly impressive filmography. He is widely regarded as the biggest star in wrestling and the WWE. But what is clear to us is that he was the most fundamental, number one, and most popular figure in the history of the 80s and early 90s. According to the information provided by the cited source, doctors were sent to Hogan's house during the early hours of Thursday. The cause of his death is believed to be cardiac arrest. WWE had not commented on this until the news finally broke and began to spread quickly. That's why the company was forced to release for now a tweet that says, WWE is saddened to learn of the passing of WWE Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan. Hogan, one of the most recognized figures in pop culture, helped WWE achieve worldwide recognition in the 1980s. WWE extends condolences to Hogan's family, friends, and fans as stated on its social media for now. Obviously, there will be multiple tributes to a wrestler who truly brought this business to its position and to the top. More than helping to pave the way, Hogan built this from WrestleMania, which was the great milestone for WWE. Witnesses stated that a series of police cars and health vehicles, referring to ambulances, were parked outside the WWE legend's house. And he was taken on a stretcher to an ambulance. It is worth noting that just a few weeks ago, Hogan's most recent wife, Sky Daly, denied rumors that he was in a coma and stated that his heart was strong as he recovered from surgeries. Hulk Hogan was born on August 11, 1953 in the United States. From a young age, he was interested in sports and music, playing bass in local bands before pursuing professional wrestling. The wrestler rose to fame in the 1980s as the main figure of WWE, becoming a cultural icon thanks to his physical and imposing charisma. And his fans, known as Hulkamania, became one of the most impressive fan bases in the United States during those years. Something always stuck in my mind. It was something mentioned in a Hulk Hogan documentary. That Hulk Hogan's popularity was so great in the 80s that at some point it was thought he could run for president. I mean, we were talking about a real milestone, that a wrestler? I mean, just how far can the popularity of a superstar go? That all the media want to push him as a presidential candidate, really, Hogan. Whether you like it or not, I know there were a lot of controversies. I know that many times I also didn't agree with the things Hogan did. But in the end, when you separate this person's professional life from their real life, you have to focus on what he did inside the ring and not in the end on his personal problems or the decisions he made in his personal life. He was very close to Donald Trump. He often made racist comments that were criticized by many fans, and he also had bad attitudes that fans would sometimes point out on different websites or on social media. But there are also many people who have shared anecdotes or interesting stories that happened to them with Hulk Hogan, and these are completely the opposite. Regardless of personal opinion, it's undeniable that Hulk Hogan left an indelible mark on WWE and the wrestling industry as a whole. This man finally gained Vince McMahon's trust, and they helped him reach such an extraordinary level that he ultimately ended up being number one. and for many, as I repeat again, the greatest of all time. Personally, I say that without Hogan, there probably wouldn't have been an Austin, a Rock, a John Cena, or a Triple H. I mean, Hogan was the first big face of the company. I mean, for many, he was the great superhero they had in the 80s and 90s, idolized by many people in this business. It's difficult for me to discuss this as I believe we're losing an iconic part of wrestling. Some time ago, I used to think that when Vince died, it would be really impactful, but it's not. Hulk Hogan's figure is nearly as important as Vince McMahon's, despite being a product created by McMahon himself. In my opinion, what happened with Hogan is just as impactful as what happened with Vince McMahon. He knew how to lead a company incredibly to the top. Wow. I don't know what to say if we go back to the company, obviously. Let's remember that he won multiple world championships, was a global figure in wrestling, and in the 90s had his first big controversy. He left WWE and joined World Championship Wrestling, WWE's top rival at the time. He also ventured into television and film, participating in movies like Suburban Commando and in his reality show Hogan Knows Best, which was aired by Music Television. I remember that reality show very well. Even though he was always retired from wrestling, he kept making special appearances. Wrestling is in Hogan's DNA and he couldn't escape it any longer. In January, when Hulk Hogan appeared on Raw, when Raw debuted on Netflix, he received a really significant amount of boos. This was because he appeared in the state of California, a state that's considered Democratic, and Hogan was already openly Republican. He had supported Donald Trump, and it was a big controversy at the beginning of this year, which ended up surprising us. How could a legend be booed like that, practically? But his personal life was in the media spotlight, marked by a scandalous divorce from his first wife, Linda, with whom he had 2 children. In 2023, he married Sky Daly, his third wife, which sparked controversy due to their 25-year age gap. But in the end, if you notice, all these scandals only belong to Hogan's personal life. Who are we sometimes to judge whether it was right or wrong? We, as wrestling fans, ultimately have to stick with what really matters, which is his appearance inside the company's ring. I understand that everyone can have their own opinion about Hogan. But wow, now he left us. Now we're gonna be left with nothing but the memories of Hogan, without lying to you. And with his great matches, great story, and honestly, it's going to be a really big loss. I mean, I want to see how WWE is going to deal with this in the upcoming shows. There will likely be a tribute to Johan at the upcoming SummerSlam event. He deserves it because he wasn't just any wrestler that passed away, even though all lives are equally valuable. But for WWE, for entertainment, and for the fans. I'll be making a short video soon, my friends, showing you all the reactions to this. Obviously much more prepared, with a script so you can watch it. And is it really going to be the tribute video to Hulk Hogan from my channel? Is that it? I send a big hug to all of you. Thank you very much for being here, and let's see how WWE deals with this loss.